about 27 people actually dead. But again, you know, the figure cannot be complete because a lot of those that were very close to the place of impact had disseminated to pieces of meat. So there are a lot of other people. But of the injured, we took very, very strict decisions to first and foremost mobilize all ambulances in Mubi to carry those that can be carried to the Federal Medical Center in Yola. That helped in reducing casualties. And we also sent a medical team from Yola to Mubi with medical supplies. That one again reduced casualties. So we sure that the casualties would not have been as high as the terrorists would have expected. And we pray that God will continue to keep the casualty figure as low as it is.
What is the police saying to you at this time?
So the police, they have started their investigations, but you know, in a terrorist activity of this nature, it is the army that leads the counter offensive. So it is actually the army that is in charge, and they are telling us that they are totally in control, and they are doing everything possible to forestall future occurrence.
And speaking about the army, we understand that there's been some requests from residents for a while, and that does not appear to have been sorted. For instance, they say the 23 Brigade in Yola doesn't control the army in Madagali. They want some sort of synergy. Is that the case? Yeah,
you know, there used to be a brigade, a task force brigade in Mubi. And because by the assessment of the military high command that Mubi is relatively peaceful, the task force brigade was moved to Chibok. And Michika and Madagali, two local governments in our state, were, excised and put under the task force brigade in Chibok. So Mubi is now under the 23 brigade. So that's why the brigade commander went, and the community requested for more troops. And I'm sure it's going to work out. Even for Michika and Madagali, we have requested the task force brigade in Chibok to add more troops to those places. I think we need more troops in those areas because the fleeing insurgents from Sambisa, Alagado, and even the Gwaza area are really moving southwards towards Michika, Madagali, and Mubi area. So we are aware of that, and we're taking measures to make sure that we request for more troops to protect our people.
Because you also seem to suggest to a lot of people who are watching that very unfortunate incident in Adamawa that perhaps because Adamawa is also in the northeast of the country, perhaps insurgents elements could also be part of this heinous act.
We're not putting anything off our grid. Everything is within grid, and we're sure that we will help the security agencies go to the bottom of what is happening. We are also working with our community leaders to go to the bottom of what is happening, and we're sure that insurgent elements could be part of whatever crime and criminal activity is taking place in Adamawa. We know this because a large part of Adamawa state is bordering Sambisa, right from Gombe, Hong, Michika, Madagali, and all of these things. And then we have the Gwaza Hills, also where there are sporadic attacks from that side coming in bordering Adamawa. So we're not putting anything off grid. Everything is within grid, and we're working assiduously to make sure that we protect our people. That is our primary responsibility.
What do you think is responsible for the scale of casualty that we usually record anytime there is crisis up north, especially in the northeastern region of the country? What is the underlying catalyst that makes such attacks so extensive and a loss of lives just in the hundreds?
I think we believe that very sincerely that there may be a huge level of intelligence gathering on the part of the perpetrators. I believe they planned the attacks over a period of time, and they study communities, they look at situations, Like yesterday, I'm sure they must have recruited people who were known within those communities, because the area that the attack took place in Mubi is called Angwan Shua. Shua means Shua Arabs, and Shua Arabs are from mostly in Borno State. Most of them migrated during the crisis. They came and populated that area, and so probably among the new comers, they must have recruited people they have known, people who will go unnoticed amongst the community, and people who will enter mosques and be assumed to be residents of that area.
Because when we speak to some in Adamawa there, some of them say, look, in fact, they wouldn't mind ranking supply of more troops and security, beefing up security, much more than relief materials. I know you mentioned that, yes, you need to get more troops, but do you have any assurance that they're going to get more troops in those areas? Can you hear me? I'm not sure he's there now. It does appear as though we may have lost him, but speaking to a number of people after this attack, some of them really say they've been talking about beefing up security in those areas for a long time. In fact, that is one of the, if not the most important need before this happened. Okay, let's try that again. Mr. Sajo, I was saying that some persons there have said, look, security is topmost. The fact they want security much more than relief material, some of them say. Do you have any assurance, and how soon will they deploy more troops in that area?
I want to assure you that we will definitely, we are assured, because His Excellency the Governor spoke with the Chief of Army Staff himself, and the Chief of Army Staff gave the assurance that we'll get more troops. We spoke with the Brigade Commander who has been standing by us all along, and we're grateful. We will get more troops. Where the Army Public Relations Officer, Brigadier General Kukasheka, spoke with me and assured me that they have heard our complaints of more troops. We're going to get more troops. I assure you, we are going to get more troops.
All right. Speaking about the casualty figures, because, I mean, you're Commissioner for Information, and there's always this conflicting reports we see, different figures, different scenes, and different times. In fact, for instance, they gave our correspondent that for Mubi Hospital, 53 people were admitted, 5 were brought in from the scene, 3 died in the hospital, and 15 were referred to FMC in Yola. And then from the Mubi North local government chairman, he says 23 people were dead, 46 injured. She says 21 dead, over 20 injured. How do we reconcile all these figures? Do they have a synergy such that, you know, we can have an appropriate figure?
We have a synergy, but everybody was talking from his own standpoint at the time he was asked. You know, in a situation like this, no one person will have his fingers on what happens all at once. So everybody looks at it from a certain standpoint. And so we know that, you know, the hospital, the medical doctors are the only ones that can give you a figure based on their knowledge of a person is dead or is not dead. Some of these observers, so to say, could just see a person who is in deep coma and claim he was dead. So we are talking about, you know, ensuring that we get medical reports of whoever is claimed to have died.
So what strategy are you...
we need to wrap up. Mr. Sajo, we appreciate you talking to us this morning, and our hearts are with everyone in Adamawa at the moment. We'll be back in a moment. Join us again.